Now to a double hit for families struggling to put food on the table. Federal funding for food banks is being slashed, and Congress is considering deep cuts to SNAP benefits. Now it's forcing states to foot the bill on their own, and food banks say they're bracing for a surge in need. This morning, Jacqueline Quinn joins us. Jackie is live in Fairfax, where the impact is already being felt. Good morning.
Good morning. So typically people line up here, go through this pantry to get some of the food supplies that they need for their kitchen. But behind that is where they have the warehouse, and that food supply has somewhat been impacted, dwindling because of the USDA cuts. And now food banks like this, Food for Others, they're bracing for potentially what could happen if Congress does move forward. The Senate as well, working together to cut SNAP benefits.
This is the warehouse that supports our pantry, My Market. This is where all of the USDA food comes.
Deb Haynes runs Food for Others in Fairfax.
So what you're seeing here on these racks that's labeled in pink where it says USDA TFAP, that's that emergency food assistance food. We are expecting in the next 60 days that this is going to be mostly wiped out.
What's coming to replace it? Less than half the usual amount. The USDA pulled back $1 billion in funding, impacting food banks and school meal programs nationwide.
If SNAP benefits are cut, as is currently being debated in Congress, and that program is massively changed, then we're probably looking at a 15 to 30% increase in the number of visits to the pantry.
George Washington University professor Leighton Koo says combined cuts could stretch food banks to their brink.
So if you think about what this means for hungry families, so these are poor families that are trying to get by.
In a region with high living costs and mass federal layoffs, the impact could spread quickly through D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
You're going to have a situation where there is more hunger. I'll be honest and say there are probably other consequences that may come out, such as more crime.
And as more families need help, food banks fear donations could dry up. Now, there is pushback on this. Hunger for America and the state of Pennsylvania is suing the USDA again, while Senate is debating whether or not to make further potential cuts to the SNAP benefit program, which could put more pressure, shield some of the costs to states by 2028. So, of course, local community organizations like this will be affected, as well as struggling families. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Jackie, thank you so much.